Hey guys, today we're going to be going over 10 tips for Hunt Showdown. These tips vary and should help new players to a little bit more experienced players. If any of these tips help you, please drop a like and subscribe for more videos. With that said, let's just get right into it. Tip number 1. Crouching makes you quiet. Alright, I'm going to kind of like these videos played just so you can hear the difference, but basically if you crouch while you're going through chains, walking over glass or cans, or even opening windows and doors, it will reduce the sound greatly. This tip is huge for new players because reducing your sound is one of the first steps at getting better at the game. For example, if you're near enemies and you see these sound traps, it's really important to know how to get around them quietly without giving up your position. Tip number 2. Always bring a knife or dusters. Having a knife or dusters will allow you to move around the map quickly while killing enemies as quietly as possible. You could also bring bayonets or talon variants of weapons, but regardless you at least want to bring something that'll kill the zombies as fast as possible. Tip number 3. How to deal with immolators. If you're new to the game, immolators can seem like the hardest enemy, but once you figure out how to deal with them, they're actually not that bad. You never want to shoot them because they will blow up and they're faster than you, so they'll run you down and kill you. The fastest way to kill immolators is with dusters. It 3 hits them in the head and it's just super quick. You can also use the butt of your gun, but you never want to pierce them, so don't shoot them or hit them with a knife. They'll blow up and that's when it's really bad. You could also use choke bombs if you ever need to. This is more of a niche situation. But like in the second clip, I used a choke bomb in that situation just because we were in the middle of a fight and I didn't have time to deal with the immolator. Tip number 4. How to deal with witches and armored grunts. The quickest way to kill a witch is to shoot her in the head, but obviously that's super loud and you don't always want to do that. So one thing you can do is bring a flare gun and shoot them. It'll burn them instantly and it's not too loud when you pop off the flare. Another option is to bring fuses. You can just chuck them at them and it does the same thing as the flare gun, it'll burn them instantly. So for armored grunts, you don't want to shoot those guys, they soak up the bullets, so you want to stab them in the head, or just really anywhere, it's the quickest way to kill them. And just like the witch, they die instantly to the fuses. And that's kind of why I linked them together in the same tip. If you just bring fuses with you, you'll be able to deal with both of them whenever you need to. Tip number 5. Poison damage. So whenever you are damaged by the poison, it's going to blur your screen, you won't be able to see much, and you're also not going to be able to heal while you're poisoned. If you bring a weak antidote shot, it will last 30 minutes while the strong lasting 60, and this will take the poison off immediately, and you won't be able to get damaged by poison for the rest of the game. Like here, I'm even healing inside of a poison cloud. As far as the AI, you only get poisoned from witches, Dr. Grunts, and the meathead slugs, and also the spider. A quick thing about the spider is if you take the shot, he does basically no damage to you. He only applies the physical damage, not the poison, and so he becomes much easier to kill. Tip number 6. Burning damage. When you're set on fire, the burn is going to tick down your health every single second. Once you bandage the burn, it will stop immediately right where it's at until you're done with the bandaging. Alright, and regardless of your health, it will always start at the rightmost side of the bar and burn down from there. Once it burns through the whole bar, you're going to lose that bar as if you died, and you can't get it back unless you do a banish or after the game when you buy it back. Okay, and let's say you stopped it right in the middle of a bar like this. The black part will slowly tick back and you'll regain the full amount of the bar. It will take like a minute or so to get the bar back though. Alright, and then another tip that people don't like in the community, but if you kill someone and you can't really find their teammates, one thing you can do is burn the dead body to make sure they're fully dead. This will either make their teammates come out to try to save them, or they'll just die and won't be able to play the game anymore. Tip number 7, bullet damage. Alright, this tip honestly needs its own video. There's a lot to go over, but we're just going to go into the basics right now just so you get a better understanding. So the damage you do is calculated using range, bullet type, the materials you shoot through like wood or metal, and hit zone. So real quick, just for range and materials, obviously for range, the closer the better, and materials, if you don't shoot through anything, that's going to be better than shooting through like a big piece of wood. Okay, and then for bullet type, this is really dumbed down and very basics, but basically compact ammo is worse than medium ammo, while medium ammo is worse than long ammo, and then shotgun's kind of in its own category. Of course, it really depends on which weapon you're using, but just for the basics of bullets, that's kind of how it'll go. Okay, and for the hit zone on the character, starting from the least effective area is legs, moving up to arms, and then the gut, followed by the chest, and headshots doing the most damage. This is what a whole outline of what the character looked like. Of course, these outlines are kind of just what I did. They might be a little different in-game. Also, this won't be very effective if you're colorblind. Sorry about that. And also, just real quick, one thing is that there is no bullet drop in this game, so distance does not matter. You aim straight at them, but there is bullet velocity, which means that you have to lead your shots if a character is running. It seems a little weird. You would think this game has bullet drop, but it actually does not. Tip number 8 is wagon resupply areas. While you're in the game, Hunt Showdown has wagon resupply areas where you can get ammo or health kits, other things. These are scattered around the map, sometimes up to 5 in a game. These areas are great to resupply in between fights. You can see them located on your map. It's super useful to know where they're at. Tip number 9, boss alerts. These alerts work a lot in the same way as the red clues. When you're at a boss and you hold down your dark sight, you are able to see if there's people near the compound around you. If it glows red, that means there are enemies around. And if it glows white, that means you should be safe, but still be careful. You can even do this tip while you're inside fighting the boss to see if there's people sneaking up on you. And also, if you're low health and you go to banish the boss, it will regain all your health. Tip number 10, spawn points. Alright, so this map shows all the spawn points on both maps in Hunt Showdown. It's really important to know that you are able to spawn like right next to a person. It doesn't happen all the time, but it can happen. It's really useful to learn this map and then just get familiar to where people can spawn inside of the game. Like in this last clip here, we were kind of checking around and then we ended up spawning right next to a person, but luckily he missed his first shot, so we were able to turn around on him.
Do you want to go over there after this clip? Oh! He's down.
Good hit, good hit.
Alright
guys, I hope these tips helped you out. I'm going to be making more videos. If you like the Hunt Showdown, please subscribe. And let me know what you thought in the comments down below.
Okay, I'm coming. Jesus Christ. What's happening up there?
I got him.
Did you get him?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?